As the 2024 NBA season winds down, it is time to select our NBA award winners. This is the first year where players had to play at least 65 games in order to be eligible for Most Valuable Player, Defensive Player of the Year, and Most Improved Player. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think some underdeserving players will win the award because the players who we all, suspect should win are not eligible?
I'm okay with it. I don't care. I think anyone that wins the award um, will be warranted to win the award. I mean, I think they had to work hard. I mean, just because some of your favorites are out of contention to win an award, don't mean that
Hmm.
there's not other players out there that are doing just as well playing their game. So yeah, no, I'm okay with it. I like the rule restriction. I think it is fair because it is hard for me to swallow when someone who's barely played the game win an award. I can't. I
Yeah.
don't like that end of it. So if this end of it has to be where some of our favorites may not be eligible to win, but other players can finally get some shine because they're playing phenomenally, then I would rather this side than the other. And now it
Hmm.
just opens, I think it just brings more parity, right? It opens up the floor. Like if you haven't played a certain amount of games, don't anticipate getting these awards just because off a default, because you're, the league's favorite. You've been playing the game for such a long time. Just by default, you're gonna be in the running. No, not anymore. No, son. No. And I'm okay with it. I like the fact that there's a minimum of play that you have to achieve before you can even be considered. I like that. What about you?
Okay. Okay. No, I love it. I mean, hey, like you said, parody and the spotlight being on players
Mhm.
who we normally wouldn't be talking about. Now we get to talk about because they've been available. And what's that phrase you always say? Your best ability is your
Is your
availability.
availability.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're not playing the game, I don't care how great you are, how long you've been in the league. It is time for a shift anyway. And I think we are starting to see the transition in the league where some of these veteran players that are still playing great are starting to now move over, i.e. Kaminga. I'm just saying we are starting to see something shift. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen
Hmm.
overnight. I'm not even saying it's going to happen for the 2025 season. But what I am saying, eventually we'll see that the veteran players will start to fizzle out or, play less, have less notoriety. And then the younger players, as it should be, how do you think their names got in? Someone else
Yeah.
before them, their play started to diminish. They started to fizzle out in the media and then they began to shine. So I love the transition that's happening right now. And I'm so glad I'm able to watch it.
Okay. All right. So let's start with our clutch player of the year prediction. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say my vote is for Derek White of the Boston Celtics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Derek can close out a game. He's been very clutch this season. And for a team like the Boston Celtics that have at least 2 to 3 other closers potentially, Derek White has shined to me tremendously. 15 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists on the season. You can count on Derek White. And to me, he's been clutch.
I'm okay with that considering they are the number one team in the league for this 2024 season. It makes sense that Derek White would be on the list. However, I think that I'm going to have to go with the odds on this one. DeMar DeRozan
Oh,
has held the Bulls to some wins that they should have probably not won when you play. And because he's been able to do that, at least they've been able to maintain a play-in spot. At least as we speak at this point, right? And so I think that has something to do with the fact that DeMar DeRozan at the 2 point range. He ain't doing a 2 point range, DeMar DeRozan.
right.
He's gonna give you all of it. And I think that has been more noticeable for me because the Bulls should probably be 11 through 15 at this point.
They really
They
should.
really should. So because they are
Mhm.
maintaining this plan positioning, I think it's only on the back of DeMar DeRozan. He's been doing phenomenal lately in the season. So I'll say
Mhm.
DeMar DeRozan. I have to go with the odds on this one.
Okay, but I think Zach Levine has a little egg on his face right now because I think he wouldn't have that surgery. He did not want to play for the Bulls. He wanted to be traded. I know he's going to be looking at some options this summer. But hey, DeMar was like, "Come on, y'all, get on my back.
You know
We
what
going to
though?
the play-in at minimum."
And what's really interesting about Zach Levine, yes, egg on his face, absolutely. Probably eating barbecue crow as we speak. But what I'm saying is this: why do they play really well when he's not on the court? Like, why
See,
do they do that? It happened the last time he was injured when they were at the top
yep.
of the standing in the East. What was that? 2023 at the top of the standing at the beginning of the season
Mhm.
or 2022? One of them seasons,
Yeah, well,
and
yeah.
he was out. Zach Levine was out. Is it Zach Levine? I think it's him.
Yeah. He's a ball hog.
And not only that, I know that we're talking about clutch player of the year, and my
Uh-huh.
vote is with the odds for DeMar DeRozan. But as a side note, Kobe White, welcome. So it's almost like maybe Levine needs to leave. Maybe he is the issue with the Bulls. That's for another video. But I like what they're producing right now. I mean, and with DeMar DeRozan, give him the ball at the end, let him get in his 2-point area. It's on. So yeah.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan for me.
All right. So let's move on to coach of the year. I just want to know who you selected.
I'm torn between two. Always
Yeah.
between two, right? If I think about, and they're both in the West. Let's just be honest. They're both in the West. Yes, both of them ones I'm in the West. I'm torn between Coach Finch with the Timberwolves and Coach Dagnall with the OKC Thunder. I think that they're both warranted acknowledgement of what they've done for both of those teams this 2024 season. Let's start with the Oklahoma City Thunder and why I'm struggling with whether it should be Coach Dagnall or Coach Finch. Coach Dagnall has finally, in his tenure as a head coach, led the Oklahoma City Thunder with the phenomenal young players that he has to a top seeding in the Western Conference. What? The last time that the Oklahoma City Thunder remotely had any playoff highlight was in 2012, if you can remember then. So I just think that he's really helped shape this, and he's a young coach making it happen. So I really like that. However, on the flip side of that, Coach Finch has also helped lead a Timberwolves team, right, to a top seeding in the West as well. However, the Timberwolves have seen the postseason, at least in the past 2 seasons, where they have been exited round 1, but they have seen it. Unlike the Oklahoma City Thunder with this core, this will be the first time that they see a postseason run. I mean, and they are shocking out there, almost like a sleeper team, right? You don't know what you're getting. So after I said all of that, and after I thought about those two, I'm going to go with Coach Dagnall with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think he deserves it. That team is playing well together. I love their chemistry, and I'm going to go. My vote is for him.
Okay. Now I can get on board with Coach Mark Dagnall. Like you, I have a runner-up or a second pick as well. But OKC, if you talk about it, they're top 3 in the West right now. But let's look at their journey, right? When Mark Dagnall took the head coaching spot, the first year they were 22-50. Oh goodness. Okay, he had a steep hill decline. Second year they improved a little bit, 24-58. Third year 40-52. This year, I mean, look at them. They may be number 1 today. They may slip down to number 2, but at the end of the day, they will be top 3 in the Western Conference.
Absolutely.
And that has everything to do with Coach Mark Dagnall. And of course, he has young stars with him, but it all starts with the coach to me, right?
Yes.
Now, my second coach that I have wouldn't be mad if he wanted Jamal Mosley with the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
The Magic right now.
Same trajectory as OKC, if you think about it.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Top right now, they're top 6 in the East. I believe they're number 5 right now. Similar to Coach Dagnall, came from the dumps, 22-60 his first season with the Magic, 34-48 second season. And now we're looking at the Orlando Magic, potentially a shoe in to the playoffs, not to play in the playoffs. And they came from the depths, right? 15, 16 sometime in the East. Now look at them sitting pretty in the top 6. And I talk about chemistry. Talk about grit. I love how Jamal Mosley coaches that team. And it just rubs off onto your Cole Anthonys, your Jalen Suggs. It just rolls off into Banchero. What's the brother? Oh, Franz Wagner. I just...
The brothers. Yeah. Mo. I know. Okay. Again, I'm leaning toward Coach Dagnall, of course, because I think from higher in the standings. But I would not be mad. I would not be mad at Orlando Magic. I wouldn't be mad at that one either. That we just talked about gets it. I wouldn't be upset. I think they're deserved. Don't you reach back and get somebody else. Don't do it. Out of those 3 NBA voters, that's it. Anybody else? Now you reach it.
And now you reach it. Okay, so let's talk about the 6th man of the year. Now, I think without saying, you already know who I'm choosing. I chose Naz Reid. Naz Reid has been my 6th man for at least 2 seasons so far. And the only reason why he has 2 starts this season is because Carl Anthony Towns suffered an injury. Other than that, Nas Reed was consistent off the bench. We're talking about a guy who plays at 23 minutes, shoots almost 50% from the field, high efficiency off the bench. The team is now top 3 in the Western Conference. I mean, they would not be without Nas Reed, because I mean, you gonna count on Rudy Gobert in the middle? No, it's Nas Reed for
Oh
me
no,
all
don't even
day,
get me.
every day. Nas Reed.
Okay with Nas Reed. I can support Nas
Mm-hmm.
Reed. I mean, for me, if you think about the standings, if since this is an individual award, right? If your team standing gave you an edge, then I can support Nas Reed 100% because that seems fair, right? But the odds makers don't see it that way. They talking about Malik Monk.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm talking about. Is it based on what the odds makers say? Because I'm not mad at Malik Monk as well, but at the edge and what the overall success that he's been able to contribute to the team, then I understand why Nas Reed would be a choice for you. I don't really care who wins 6 Man of the Year, if I'm gonna be
No.
honest. But I'm okay with either one of them. I think Malik Monk, if he does win, because based off of the odds makers, right, it's probably a long time coming.
Yeah.
He was great in 2023. Helped
Yes.
lead some of the wins for the Sacramento Kings. When he comes in, he does change up the game, right? He does add momentum to the game, and they need him to do that. So, but Nas Reed is interesting. Okay, I support either one for that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's move into most improved player. Now we're talking about they have to at least play 65 games. Who did you pick?
I don't have one for most improved player. I don't
Oh
have one.
wow.
Yeah, I don't have one. What do you have?
I got Tyrese Maxey
Oh,
thrown into the fire with Joel Embiid being
mm-hmm.
out. He's
Mm-hmm.
taking a leap. And then Jonathan Kuminga, you touched on him earlier. Jonathan Kuminga, drafted in 2021, and the
Mm-hmm.
way he is impacting the Golden State Warriors right now on both sides of the ball, yeah, Jonathan Kuminga really improved his game.
It's final, but it took the coaching staff to say, let's finally give these young guns some chance for
Yeah.
Golden State, because they were really holding on to the Splash Brothers.
Oh
The
God, yeah.
Splash Brothers, they're not splashing no more. Not in that fashion. Not in that fashion, right? So
Yeah.
I'm so glad to see Kaminga, and I think it's a little late for him. If I go with the two you mentioned, I'm going to go with Tyrese Maxey because he's been holding it down a lot longer in the season than Kaminga.
Okay.
Kaminga just now it's finally getting his rhythm, just now finally getting more minutes to play, just now finally getting put into situations where he can now showcase his skills, right? Just now,
Mhm.
at the top of the season, we were talking about where is he? Let him get a chance, right? Tyrese Maxey was thrown into the fire, right? And he's been able to maintain it for the majority of the season. So I'm not upset about Tyrese Maxey. That's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good one. And I wish him
Yeah,
the
man.
best. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So who did you choose for rookie of the year?
Now, I have my preference. However, I know the league has their choice. My preference, I'm sorry, is Chet Holmgren. That is my
Mm,
preference. I want him to be the one to win Rookie of the Year. I understand technically this is his second season, but his first season in the league, he was out all season, which means that this second season in the league is his rookie season. Now, if Ben Simmons can do it, I don't know why Chet Holmgren cannot, right? So I don't see why Chet Holmgren can be nine. Now, I know that Victor Wembanyama, y'all have pegged him Rookie of the Year before he even started his first game.
Yes.
If you've been following the NBA since 2023, the league has been talking about Victor Wembanyama since then, right? So the fact that he's doing well, my only challenge with Victor Wembanyama is that the Spurs are no longer in contention for the playoff play-in spot. They will not see the postseason at all. So thank God it's an individual award, right? Because
Mhm,
otherwise,
mhm.
if it was individual
Yeah.
based on your team, your team success, he wouldn't even be in the discussion, right? However, when we're talking about Oklahoma City Thunder, Chet Holmgren is like right below him. So we're talking about 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. If you're gonna see Wembayama, you're gonna see Chet, right? And it depends on when you look. You may see Chet being number one. So my point is
Yeah.
this: Holmgren for me, I want him to win Rookie of the Year. That's who I want. Based off of now, I understand, and the argument will always be, well, he's playing with, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams. They got a great coach. They got a great chemistry on there. Lou Dort, they over there doing.
Yeah.
I know Josh Giddey. I get it. But he is holding his own on that roster. And part of the Oklahoma City Thunder success is with him on the court. He didn't play last season, and where were they? But this season he playing, and look at him now. So yeah,
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren is for me. He's my rookie of the year.
Hey, either one for me, Wemby or Shet, I'd be really happy for them. But Wemby, he's so cocky. He said, "Yeah, let Rudy win Defensive Player of the Year this because after this year, no more chances for him or something like that." So hey, I'm on board with Wemby winning it this year. The NBA wants him to win it. I think it'll be good for the
Anyway, I know,
franchise.
I know,
You know,
I know.
he's the future of the NBA. Can you say Shet might be a face in the future?
Anybody can be the face of the NBA if they put in position who they want to put in position. We all know that, right? But I can Shed. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I don't.
You know, one thing is for sure. In terms of the future, as long as Shet and Wemby are in the league, we're going to see their battles. Like that's going to
Yeah,
be
we're in good
prime
hands.
time TV. You know what I
We
mean?
are in good hands. I'm going to need more. The moment Wembayamba and the Spurs organization can put players around him that can help the Spurs level up and move up in the standings in the Western Conference, then get on board. I mean, I know he's great, but again, if the NBA didn't back him as they did, would we be talking about him right now? That's all. I just wonder if that would be the case. So I think he has a leg up because we've been talking about Wembayama for such a long time, and it is a little disappointing for me that all the hype around him, although he is a great player, and the longer he plays, he'll even be better. That the Spurs are at the bottom of the conference. I just can't. It's hard for me to swallow.
All right. Defensive Player of the Year. Ooh, 65 games minimum. Who'd you pick?
Now, although I give Homeboy a hard time, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna even say nah. I'm not 100% sold on whoever. I can't. No.
Okay.
Who you got?
I'm going off on a limb. This guy has played 64 games right now, but the season isn't over.
It's not over.
I'm going with Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
he's
picking
gonna
him.
Get his 65th game.
Yeah. I'm picking him over Rudy Gobert because of the fear that AD puts into players coming in the paint. If I'm a player and I see Rudy Gobert, I mean, what? You know, but if I see AD, I'm like, okay, he's probably going to block my shot because he's athletic. He can get up. You know, it's just, I can't select Rudy Gobert, even though it'll be his third? Oh, correction. Yeah. It'll be, his third or fourth. Okay. His third Defensive Player of the Year. I can't. It's time for somebody else. I mean, AD has played phenomenal defense for the Los Angeles Lakers, and I just can't overlook him. Even though the Lakers are right now in the play-in tournament and the Wolves are top 3 in the West, AD's presence to me is way more valuable for his team.
AD will spark fear. I have to agree with you on that. Rudy Gobert.
I'm just like,
it's just in the way. Like,
yeah.
If you remotely go through with some power.
Yeah.
If Rudy Gobert's advantage is his length, he has the length that is to his advantage, and he uses it. You know, so. But the odds makers believe that Rudy Gobert is your next Defensive Player of the Year. So, I'm just saying.
Oh gosh.
Voters, though, I know what the odds makers say, but the voters, who y'all got? And I'm okay with Anthony Davis. I'm okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, most valuable player. Oh my goodness. Do I even need to ask?
No, you don't. It's going to be, it has been, and it was last season as well, although he did not win. Nikola Jokic, 100%. I was on board when he won it the first year in 2022. I was willing for him to win it in 2023. And now since Joel Embiid, congratulations, 2024. Yeah. Nikola Jokic for me. Anytime you look unassuming, anytime you don't even like you should be dribbling the ball down the court. Anytime you can lean off, fall, timber, hoist the ball up and then go in. Anytime you can shoot over any opponent. Anytime I'm looking, you think I'm a shoot, I'm a pass. the moment he said, okay, all right, y'all had the top of the season, but guess what? If you look, depending on when you watch this video, they could be number one in the West. Depending on when you
Yeah.
watch it, like really 1, 2, and 3, they fluctuate between the three positions daily. Like, come on, Nikola Jokic, all day, offensive juggernaut. If we've ever seen one. Now, the only slight to him, I will give you, his defense is abysmal. Who you got?
What? Ditto.
Oh,
Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic. And he's already played 65 games. So technically, it's in the bag.
just get him in.
Mm-hmm. I have nothing further to add. Nikola Jokic.
That man, but when you watch him, it's like, what? How he do that? And then when you look at the stat sheet, you say he did what? He did that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Giannis.
Nah.
No,
Giannis.
no, Giannis.
No, I didn't go with Giannis. It's hard to overlook Nikola Jokic. I mean, what? Nah, this guy averages he averages just about a triple-double, 26, 12, and 9. Like, that's a strong triple-double.
We're not talking about, right, we're not talking about 26, 10, and 10, you know.
Yeah, or 13.
We're at the end of the game. You know, we're at
Yeah.
the end of the game. You know, the coaches were looking at the stat sheet saying, okay, you know, you just need one more for that double-double. That ain't what this is. That's not what this is. You can always tell when somebody's close to achieving something, and all of a sudden they get the ball at the end of the game. You're like, oh, okay, y'all trying to, God, you want to get that double-double. God, you want to get that triple-double. No. Nikola Jokic be having his triple-doubles for third quarter.
Yeah,
just, you know, and I think that's what makes it so exciting, because at the end of the day, he comes off as though he's clocking in at a warehouse job. Clock in. I'm coming to work. All right, y'all, got to go. Time is up. You know, is it break time yet? I mean, you know, it's just but he's just he's amazing. He's so skilled. Yeah.
He is. Okay.
If for some reason they give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because, you know, again, Oklahoma City Thunder is my team this season. I'm rooting all the way for them, right? Amongst other teams, but the Oklahoma City Thunder is. But if Shai Gilgeous remotely gets it, I'm gonna be ecstatic. You may see me do a cartwheel on this video. You just may see me do a cartwheel on these YouTube streets. But yeah. But
okay.
Anyway, no Jason Tatum for you?
No, Jason Tatum. I think he ruined his MVP case when he kind of disappears sometime in crucial moments for the Boston Celtics. But in a couple of seasons, he's going to be. And if the Boston Celtics make it to the NBA Finals, and if they win, he will win MVP of the finals.
Yes, most definitely. I can see that. They dare not give it to Derek White, because he may be the reason why. Derek White is good.
He sure is. Okay, let's see. All right, that's it.